Earlier this year, ASUS promised a premium unboxing experience for the ZenFone 3, and that surely seems to be the case, with the metallic logo printed on a textured black box right in front of us today. This is Den of ASTIG.PH, and this is the ZenFone 3. The ZenFone 3 base model comes in two variants, one with a 5.2-inch screen identified by the model number ZE520KL and a 5.5-inch version identified by the model number ZE552KL. Upon opening the box, we are presented with our gorgeous fingerprint-free and scratch-free gold unit with 5.5-inch Full HD screen. 3 capacitive buttons line up the lower front portion of the phone, while the earpiece and an 8-megapixel front-facing camera with LED flash fills the top area. The capacitive buttons do not light up. Flipping the phone, we get the beautiful solid all-metal back with concentric circles, also protected by a layer of 2.5D contoured Gorilla Glass. Unlike its predecessors, the area where the volume rocker used to be is now taken up by a fingerprint sensor right below the 16-megapixel rear camera, flanked by the laser autofocus module and the dual LED flash. There's a slight camera hump about a millimeter thick, which is quite noticeable, though it looks good on the gold unit thanks to the same shiny metallic finish. The lower back part still shows the ASUS logo, though the speaker grill is noticeably missing. It has been moved to the bottom of the unit, right beside the microphone and the USB Type-C port. Though we are limited to a single speaker, we think this is a very good hardware design on the part of ASUS. On the older ZenFones, the speakers were located at the back, resulting in muffled sounds whenever the phone is lying on its back, which sort of happens most of the time. Putting the speakers at the bottom of the phone means the speakers are free from obstruction, resulting in clearer and louder sound. Like the ZenFone Zoom, the volume rocker on the power button can now be found on the right side of the phone, while the 3.5mm headset stays at the top of the device. Because the ZenFone 3 does not have a removable back cover, we need to use a pin to access the SIM tray located at the right. The minimalist look, hidden antenna, and the glass on metal design gives the ZenFone 3 a distinctive premium feel that showcases the attention that ASUS placed on the phone's engineering. Aside from the user guide, our gold unit comes with white accessories. The headset looks just like the ones that come with the ZenFone Zoom, which, in our experience, is one of the better sounding headsets to come bundled with a smartphone. Next, we have a thick USB Type-C cord. Aside from speed and power improvements, what's really neat about USB Type-C is that it will go in any way you plug it, unlike micro USB, which only goes in facing one direction. The matching wall adapter delivers up to 5 volts and 2 amps for a total of 10 watts of power. Snapdragon 625 chipset in the ZenFone 3 provides support for Qualcomm Quick Charge 3.0. If you're coming from a phone without fast charging, prepare to be amazed. By the way, the 5.5-inch model comes with a 3000 mAh non-removable battery, while the 5.2-inch model comes with 2650 mAh of battery life. ZenFone 3 runs Android 6.0.1 Marshmallow out of the box. Though we physically have 4 gigs of RAM, the system only lists a total of 3.5 gigs with 2.5 gigs free. Storage-wise, the system consumes close to 12 gigs of space out of 64 gigs, leaving us with only 52 gigs available for our torrent stuff. Speaking of which, ZenUI 3.0 is gorgeous, but at the same time, ASUS is known for loading a sizable amount of bloatware with their devices, and the ZenFone 3 is no exception. Can you recall how much storage the system consumes out of the box? Almost 12 gigs. Performance-wise, we hit 62,798 in Antutu on our first try, exceeding our former score of 59,724 with the engineering unit. Looking deeper, we see that the octa-core Cortex-A53 CPU can go as high as 2.02 GHz and as low as 625 MHz, though the lack of clustering means that all 8 cores will be active all the time, although running at a much lower clock rate. The GPU renderer is an Adreno 506 running at 650 MHz, which delivered a solid 44 frames per second with Epic Citadel running ultra high quality mode at 1920 by 1080 pixels. 3D gaming experience on the ZenFone 3 is glorious. The phone absolutely killed any games we threw at it, including NBA 2K16, Unkilled, Asphalt 8, and of course, Pokemon Go. Photos look good straight off the phone using automatic settings. The camera takes shots almost instantly thanks to laser autofocus. We were kind of hoping to see RAW or digital negative image file format support on the ZenFone 3. This is something that has been in existence since Google rolled out the Camera 2 API in Android 5.0. Somehow, ASUS chose to stick with JPEG with this release, as with many other smartphone manufacturers. We think that the live HDR mode that comes with the new Sony IMX298 sensor is quite cool, since it lets you preview the actual shot on your screen, though the results are not as dramatic as software rendered HDR. Did we mention that you could actually shoot HDR videos? Speaking of videos, we can finally shoot 4K videos with the ZenFone 3, although the frame rate is limited to only 30 frames per second because that is the limit of the Snapdragon 625 SoC. Overall, the ZenFone 3 is a solid upper mid-range device that performs as expected. Like its predecessors, it is a well-designed phone, but it also looks better than anything in the same class. ASUS put a lot of extra effort in aesthetics, resulting in a very beautiful device. Unfortunately, this also comes at a much higher premium, which puts the brand on direct competition with established names such as Apple and Samsung. This is a huge leap from its predecessors, which were priced at less than half of what the competition could offer at the time. Is the ZenFone 3 worth its premium price tag? Now that is the 17,000 peso question. This presentation was brought to you by ASTIG.PH. We put a lot of effort into making it, so it would really help if you could give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel to get notified when we come out with new videos. For more amazing content, follow us on facebook.com/astig.ph or visit our website at http://astig.ph.